Welcome everyone, Marcelo is my name. I am the niche fragrance collector and I do love all things Penhaligons. These are brand new fragrances from their Potions and Remedies collection, Bold Blend and Eau the Audacity. I'm happy to announce that I will have a promo running with Libertine Perfumerie and you'll have a chance to win one of these fragrances. I'll tell you more at the end of this review. Penhaligons is a brand that I fell in love with many years ago. So 2017, I was marketed, that's my line in the sand, is when I converted over to niche perfumery. I've always been a perfume lover. But 2017, I discovered this, what I thought was a subculture of all these incredible brands around the world, creating fragrances in a very unique way. Penhaligon stood out to me really quickly. One, it's the history, 1870, William Penhaligons, all these great storylines behind it. And secondly, it was the bottles. I loved all the bow ties on the bottles. And in time, I loved all the portraits with those unique animal heads. In the coming weeks, I will be sharing more about ones that I really love in their core collection. And then I'll do another review purely on the portraits and some of the outstanding fragrances in that collection. So when the new Potions Remedies fragrances came out, I tested, and these two pinged instantly. Bold Blends. Not so much that it's a more masculine fragrance, but it does have a masculine lean to it. There's no reason that a woman, a lady, can't enjoy this, or if you like more dry woods, more woody aspects to fragrances, this one here is gorgeous. On first spray, and I just smelled it there, it had me guessing. I wasn't sure what exactly I was detecting when it comes to the notes. It has this aromatic, herbal, but not in your classic aromatic way. One thing that I don't do is look at notes. When I'm first experiencing fragrances, I just let them speak to me, and understand what is it that is trying to be conveyed? How does it make me feel? Where would I wear this? Is it different to the other fragrances that I have in my collection? Sometimes it's hard because the brain, or my brain, wants to unpick it, wants to go, am I smelling a citrus or am I smelling something herbal? What exactly is it? Is it clary sage? And then my brain goes into hyperdrive. When I start thinking, if it is a masculine fragrance, then it must be clary sage because it's got a herbal aspect to it. And I literally have to go, just cool down, just settle in. What is the fragrance telling me? But I couldn't unbox it. I was getting this slightly herbal present, but not distinct. Not like I could say this is exactly what it is. I was getting like a powdery effect and also this woody aspect to the actual fragrance. On skin, as it went into that dry down, I was getting like a slightly camphorous, almost earthy-like aspect to it. I've got it here on dry down. And I get like a peppery effect, like a woody, and my brain thought patchouli. Okay, no patchouli. There is black pepper though, but black pepper is actually on the opening, and it's not what I get when I first experience a fragrance. I do get that herbal aspect. Gets to a time, it's true, I don't look at notes, but it gets to a time where I'm like, you know what, I need to know exactly what's going on. And it's actually a mint. The note that is actually expressed is peppermint. And the thing is, when I think peppermint, my mind goes to these two fragrances here. This is Cor Eterno's Gaudy Mentha. It's all about mint. It's a celebration of mint. And the whole aspect of this fragrance is really about bringing to life that peppermint note. As a summer fragrance, I know we're talking about Penhaligons, however, but as a summer fragrance, if you can get your hands on Gaudy Mentha, it is fantastic. The difference with this is that it has a very sour, lemony, citrus on that opening that does carry itself through and then goes into this more musky, almost amber-like on the dry down. The mint is present and it's mint like a confectionery, slightly herbal, but it has more of a constructed feeling to it, but beautiful as a summer fragrance. Then for me, the ultimate summer fragrance is Torino 21 by Xerjoff. And now this is mint divine. It's a mojito. It's expressed with sunshine. There's ice coming off it. It's a cold drink in hand. It's a citrus and sugary lemon. It's over the top. Everything's turned up to 11. Everything is exaggerated. Everything is fun and playful. So Bold Blend is none of those things. The one thing that I do love about the peppermint here is that it is the most realistic, as if I had picked it from an actual plant, because that plant now has the green element, it has the earthy plant element, it has the mint element too. These two fragrances here with that mint note seem to be a lot more exaggerated, whereas with Bold Blend, it's now bringing it back. And actually, if anything, it gives it more of a reality. This is what it actually smells like. And also a somberness, a seriousness, a grounding effect. And also the fact that it has those powdery effect and the wood notes, it does have a very grounding sort of feeling to the fragrance. It is interesting, the name Bold Blend makes you think that this is going to be a room filler, that this is like a super powerful, like the moment you spray, a cape appears behind you, your hands are on your hips, and you know, you're sort of facing the world, when in fact, it's internal fortitude. It's more of a quiet strength, it makes you want to put on a suit. For me, and this is why I'm saying that there's no reason why ladies can't wear this, but I feel for me, all the feelings that I get from the fragrance does give me more of this sort of suiting up, sort of going out to something a bit more serious, some internal fortitude when it comes to my mind as I wear this fragrance. When I first experienced it, I did think instantly, this is a great suit up fragrance. I do love wearing suits. I love any occasion to put on a suit, a shirt and tie, I'm all in. Maybe I'm a little bit old school in that regard. To wear a beautiful suit, you have a debonair air about you. There's something more refined as opposed to putting on a nice jacket or something of that nature. A suit really communicates style, in my opinion. And in smelling this for the first time, I thought this is a perfect suit up fragrance. In exploring the notes with Bold Blend, the three key notes that are in there is that peppermint. It does have a violet and it does have Palo Santo. And I feel like those particular notes are really are very distinct, are very present throughout the entire fragrance. On that opening, you are getting that herbal intermingled with the woodiness. As the fragrance migrates, it does go into that powdery, earthy-like effect with a woody accent to it. To my nose, I do get a bit of a camphor. If you've ever traveled to Asia or to South Pacific, any wooden elements or anything wooden within these regions, because of the humidity and the heat, they develop a scent. I remember opening up cupboards in Asia as we've been traveling, and there is a certain scent profile from the wood, the humidity, and all that aspect. And that's what I get here. To me, I associate that to patchouli. Patchouli has that camphorous, slightly musty, sort of dry, woody aspect to it. And I'm getting that throughout the fragrance. Super refined, super elegant, sophisticated, well put together. Bold Blend really does deliver in that part. The only thing about the fragrance was I didn't feel like it lasted on me for very long. To my nose, I was getting 5 to 6 hours. However, I was wrong. I was at an event, I was suited up, and my sister, we were there as a family, walked past me. I saw her through the corner of my eye. She walked past me, cool. Person was speaking, everyone was quiet, listening. She walked past me again, but this time round, she whispered, Marcelo, Marcelo. I'm like, yes, what? She's like, your fragrance, so good. Now, because I'm constantly, my brain is constantly on for the channel, and because this was a new inclusion in the collection, plus I knew that I was going to do a review on this in time, I quickly got off my seat and I went to her and I said, what do you like about it? Why? You know, and I'm like, can you smell it? Because it now had been 6, 7 hours since I'd been wearing it. She's like, yeah, I walked past you, I smelled the beautiful fragrance, thought, oh, it's Marcelo, no problems. And when I walked past again, I smelled it again and thought, no, I gotta tell him. You have to remember, I'm always wearing a beautiful fragrance. So whenever I'm meeting my sister, I'm wearing a beautiful fragrance. The thing that I've realized with her is that she gives me a compliment when something really resonates for her. So in this case here, Bold Blend really stood out. It really projected, again, probably about a meter and a half away from me as she walked past. And it was enough for her to go, whoa, that is stunning. So this is a fragrance I'm gonna say has 8+ hours, and its projection and presence is in that moderate. I thought it was more 6 hours with a quiet or a sort of low moderate. In fact, it's more in that middle, nice presence with great longevity, 8 hours without a problem at all. Big recommendation. I would recommend go out and test it. Something that I would put on skin, see how it works for you, and also see after the 8-hour mark if it's still present to those people around you, because I think this one here will surprise you, because it definitely surprised me. Now, before I go into, oh, the Audacity, I love this name, by the way, and I can't stop animating the name. I just can't say it straight, like, oh, the Audacity. So boring. Oh, the Audacity. I need to temper what I'm about to say because I love vanilla fragrances. I really love vanilla fragrances. If I put them all into one area, they would fill that area fairly largely. The second thing that I love is incense. I've discovered that I love frankincense, and in all its sort of expression, whether it's green or smoky or more resinous-like. I love myrrh. I think myrrh is divine as its own scent. Oh, it's just heavenly. The dark fruits, kind of boozy, amberous, a little bit earth. Anyway, I do love incense. So what I'm about to tell you on Oh, the Audacity is that this is a glorious fragrance. And when I first sprayed, I was like, forget about it. I'm done. I'm ready. Can you see how much I've hit this fragrance? We have gone hard. Internally here in the office, and also me. It's one of these fragrances that I can't stop wearing. You have to love incense, you have to love vanilla. This is a beautiful marriage of the two. There's other notes happening, but vanilla and incense really are the crowning glory to this particular fragrance. I'll tell you about the opening, but I've got it on dry down. Let me just give you the dry down quickly. Which is just glorious. It's a fragrance, and here's the thing. When I smell this, it makes me just happy. And I don't know if there's a reason why I feel this sense of happiness, but in smelling its profile, it just makes me happy. It's something that brings me comfort. It calms my soul. It makes me it centers me, basically. On opening, I do find that the vanilla is exceptionally pronounced, and the one memory that it conjures up in my mind is a vanilla cake. We associate vanilla to something gourmand, some pastry, some dessert. The difference for me here is my mind thinks of a vanilla cake that my mother would make. One thing that we do, we love drinking mate as Argentinians, and my mother had the skill on a Sunday afternoon to go, you know what? For our mate this afternoon, we're gonna have a vanilla cake. And she'd just go, bop, 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 whip up this cake, and out would come this divine, kind of fluffy, not necessarily spongy, but this moist cake with this delicate vanilla touch to it. And on opening, that's what I get. So it's no creme brulee, it's no sweet over-the-top gourmand, it's nothing dessert-like. There is this beautiful vanilla cake. She drizzle like this, sort of like a sugar or something, I don't know why. The moment my mother has passed away, this beautiful cake is now in my memory, but it's something that I associate to the opening of this fragrance. I find that as the fragrance migrates, you are getting now the incense pieces coming through, but it's more than just that church-like, sort of very reverential, very heavy, cloak-like element to incense that can be apparent in some other fragrances. Instead is more dry, more papyrus-like. There is a woody aspect to it. It feels like it's been baked in the sun and left in the sun in a very dry, desert-like landscape. I do find that this fragrance here has much more clear parameters. For me, the opening of this is that beautiful vanilla cake-like quality to it. It then moves across to like a dry and dusty sensation. It's that incense coming through. And finally, when it does rest, it is a sweet incense that you're getting. And this is where I am. It's probably been about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And the vanilla has come off from here. The midpoint, it is very dusty, it is very papyrus, it is very dry-like, whereas on the final dry down, you're getting the sweetness of that incense coming through, and it has those pieces of like a frankincense or something of that nature, the touch of greenness in there, but it's mainly the incense that is present. Again, not church-like. So sometimes people think incense and they're instantly thinking of a Gothic church or something, you know, as I mentioned, heavy and like you're wearing a cloak. In fact, here there's an uplift. There's a sense of harmony. a sense of like aligning your soul to your surroundings, to the universe. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe at the end of the day, incense is a sacred note. It's something that's been used throughout the centuries as a way to reverence the God, reverence the universe. And there has to be a reason for that. There has to be a reason why these incense notes were used as a form of worship or like an extension of worship. And maybe it is something physiological for us as humans. When we smell this, it makes us, I don't know, it maybe lowers our vibrations. It definitely does something to me. In smelling the scent profile, it makes me happy. And the fact that the vanilla and the incense combined as one, it's just the perfect scent profile. As a reference point, for me, the best incense that's not overtly over-the-top incense is by Matière Première, Encens Suave. This is just a glorious expression of incense. So if you like incense and you don't have this in your collection, please, I encourage you to remedy this, because here, or really in Guichard, has been very respectful to the incense note. It's actually derived from Somalia. He wanted to create a fragrance that actually represented the note in nature. And so he's actually, the way he's partnered all these other notes around it is really to give you that very holistic sense of what this incense, or this actually Somalian incense, would actually smell like should you pick it up. On opening, and as I'm been sharing and talking, you're getting this wonderful aromatic coffee note coming through, woody-like. There is a woody aspect to it. As it moves through, it does go into that Somalian incense, and then there is a benzoin, so it's slight vanilla ambery touch. I've got it here. And so, again, about an hour and a half worth, similar to, Eau the Audacity. And I'm getting this wonderful aromatic, that coffee note, because I know it's there. I can just detect it. And then that beautiful incense with that very amberous vanilla touch. Sweet, but very pleasing. And now, Eau the Audacity. And the sweetness, the vanilla is a lot more present, and that dry papyrus incense element is a lot more apparent than it is with Encens Suave. And it's seductively beautiful. I wanted to show you those other fragrances so that if you're familiar with them, then you can actually bring these guys into perspective and go, okay, well, this is what it is, with a little bit of that. So going back, bold blend with that peppermint note, how does it play? And then the incense note here in Eau the Audacity, and how does that play? I found that this fragrance here, Eau the Audacity, has a lot more presence. This now I can detect 9, 10, 12 hours, 24 hours. I wake up in the morning, I can smell it on my skin, and it's something that has great projection and sillage and presence. My wife does not like incense, so the really heavy incense I wear here for myself or in the office, of late, because I've been ODing on this baby, I have been wearing it quite regularly, and multiple times, even though she knows there is an incense note that she's detecting, she's said to me multiple times, that fragrance that you're wearing is beautiful. So this is one that, again, I do believe it's that vanilla touch, not gourmand, not overtly sweet or anything. It is a lot more pared back. There is a realism to that vanilla touch, and then the beautiful dry papyrus. Incense dustiness that this thing creates is just magical. As I said, so I did forewarn you. I do love this fragrance. I have been enjoying it quite extensively. I do recommend go out, test, because for me, both of these are beautiful new inclusions in that Penhaligons library. As I mentioned at the start of the episode, you do have a chance to win either Eau the Audacity or Bold Blend. The promo will start on the 5th of July and run until the 19th of July. All you have to do is buy a fragrance or a Penhaligon fragrance from the Libertine website, and you'll go into the draw to win one of these fragrances. I'll share more in the coming weeks on the promo code and things of that nature, but I just wanted to make you aware of these two beautiful fragrances, give you a chance to go out and start testing, and then hopefully you can win one of these babies. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you've experienced these, as you experience these, I'd love you to put your comments in and tell me what you think, and tell me that, oh, the Audacity is not the greatest vanilla incense fragrance that's out there. Thanks everyone. We'll see you guys all on the next episode.